Yeah, hello, good morning everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Elil, everything is okay? Am I audible?
Good morning, sir. Shall we start?
Yeah, madam.
Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all for this webinar on Introduction to Electrophysiology and Biomedical Instrumentation, organized by Departments of ECE and Biomedical Engineering. Now I request Mrs. G. Kavita, Head of the Department, ECE, to deliver the welcome address. Please, ma'am.
Good morning to all. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all for the webinar on Introduction to Electrophysiology and Bioinstrumentation. On behalf of management, principal, vice principal, dean of academics, head of various institutions, and head of various departments and faculty members, I would like to express our gratitude to today's resource person, Dr. Ravish, Associate Professor, Dr. Ambedkar Institute of Technology, Bangalore. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
I also would like to welcome all the participants, to welcome you all. I'm sure that you all will feel enriched knowledge of the completion of this webinar. Once again, I welcome you all for the webinar. I hope that you all will have a great time to have. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Mr. N. Erilan, Assistant Professor, Arasu Engineering College, to deliver a brief introduction about our resource person. Please, sir.
Good morning, everyone. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce our resource person today, Mr. D.K. Ravish, who is going to present us about the topic of electrophysiology and biomedical instrumentation. Dr. D.K. Ravish obtained his BE in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Mangalore University, India, and the MTech in Biomedical Instrumentation from Visvesvaraya Technological University, Belagavi, Karnataka, India, and PhD degree from Anna University, Chennai, India. He is currently working as Associate Professor in the Department of Medical Electronics at Dr. Ambedkar Institute of Technology, Bangalore, Karnataka, India since 2002. His areas of research include biomedical signal processing, medical image processing, medical devices, medical informatics, telemedicine, wearable physiological monitoring, and brain-computer interface. He is a member of Indian Society for Technical Education, MASTE, and Institution of Engineers, MIE, the fellow member of Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, FIETE, and a member of Biomedical Engineering Society of India, BMESI, and a senior member of Institute of Electrical Electronics Engineers, IEEE, professional member and review of Institute of Scholars, a BOE and BOS member of institutions. And with a total of experience of teaching experience of 18 years in a research field, he had many research works and patent works, and his papers was published at various national and international conferences, and he conducted many webinars at national level and international level at various prestigious institutions. Please join me in welcoming our presenter of today's webinar, Introduction to Electrophysiology and Bioinstrumentation. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our chief person for today's session to take over the session. Please, sir.
Yeah, அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். Good morning. Shall I start the session or any other are joining and any other are addressing, madam? Shall I start the session now?
Yes, sir. You can start now.
Yeah. Very good morning to all faculty members and dear students. This is very great pleasure to me to address the student and the faculty member and the field of my subject and research area. So I am sharing the session. So then I will start. Yeah, anyone acknowledge, is it screen is shared?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. Yeah, good morning. When Elil approached me to talk about give to one session for the students and the faculty members, I thought what topic to be given. So it is, I saw at the outset electronics and communication department and with the biomedical engineering students are there, as I came to know. And now for biomedical engineering, it is the second year it seems. And electronics are higher semester students are there. So I thought to give for biomedical engineering as an introduction, electrophysiology, that is very important for them. It is a core topic. And for electronics, one or the other way, so they are joining various healthcare industry. That's what they are doing project also. And normally earlier time, only electronics graduates, they were into the field of biomedical area and biomedical instrumentation. Now specialized advanced branches are there, medical electronics, biomedical engineering. So it is good to see a blend of biomedical engineering and the electronic students are there. It is a very great, and I feel myself it is a pleasure to have taking session for both the department. Yeah, my introduction, very good introduction given, Mr. Elil. Thank you for that. I am I graduate. My doctoral research work is at College of Engineering, Gindi, Chennai, in Center for Medical Electronics. So my most of the work and related work is in around Chennai. Today's topic agenda is I give brief introduction because it is a inspiring talk, because I am not technically the topic is not covered. So I am inspiring student what is the field of electronics and medical electronics, biomedical engineering, how it is open for the faculty members, a eyesight to the research area of medical electronics. So my basic thing is medical electronics and biomedical instrumentation area. So I am giving introduction as a inspiring how it is boon to the medical electronics in forthcoming years. So how this field is, how advanced it is, and what makes to study this one. So in the introduction that will be there, and I am giving the full detail of electrophysiology. What is electrophysiology? This is the core for biomedical and medical electronics. There I am talking little bit talking about the sources of bioelectric potential, and then bioinstrumentation. Bioinstrumentation is purely electronics and focus on application areas. This is most of my work is related areas. I am not going into the detail of R&D. It is not a R&D talk. It is the at least this seminar has to help the students to take up the project and project ideas, and fewer faculty members it into the applications. Okay, so that is the today's topic of agenda. Yeah, am I audible? Anyone know? Acknowledge sometimes if I go missing and slide is not sharing. Yalil and convener and faculty members, anyone are a student. Sometimes any of the student take initiative and prompt me, and
Yes,
even
sir.
you can use chat. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir, you are audible. You can
Yeah.
proceed.
Yeah, introduction. So we know present pandemic condition, teaching and learning, and about the all the research and education. What is the state? So that is we already come to know. So even all the seminar, they talk about in and around the COVID-19. Okay, so that is really is a curse for the whole world. Corona and COVID-19 affected most of the our economy and all the things. All the are equal, sailing on same boat. All the nations are struggling very hard. So, but anyhow, it is a curse to all, but it is a boom in the industry for medical electronics, biomedical engineering, because we see lack of many personal healthcare personals are there, and a lot of things has to be developed in India, make in India, and there are a lot of opportunities are there, and now it is people are open up, and it is a eye opening to all. Oh, we have not done so far for the medical electronics or this area medical devices, we have to improve. So that is COVID-19 is a simple disease. So better now it is in came to know, but very affected area, very dreaded disease is cardiovascular disease, heart attack. Then chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, so COPD, that is the fatality is more when compared to the COVID-19 fatality. So that's why I'm showing why the healthcare is very important. And because of all this, there is estimate of 50 to 100 million death in 2020. So as we see, our country is a largely populated, high populated. There are and territory also very largest country, one among the world. So 35 states, union territories, 640 districts, 6,000 district sub districts are there, and nearly somewhere around 8,000 towns are there, and 6.5 lakhs of villages are there. So it is highly populated. For them to serve this healthcare facility and healthcare to provide is a great thing. So if you see the world, in the world, so the red color mapped is a high GDP and developed country. India, as we all know, it is a developing country. And what is the economy state? I no need to say. One picture is worth of 1,000 words. You are understanding why this slide is there. And our intention is what? A technology, R&D, human research development, and government of India, all we are working together for the means of what? To make our country rich. So how to make our country to be rich? One is we to be rely on our own food. We have to cultivate our own food. That is the first one. That is we call as food security. Second is industry and export. We have to do the lot of industry, particularly medical device industry. We should not you know about ventilators. What about the ventilators? None of the country not came forward to give the ventilators. That time now started, oh, we have to get the ventilator and we have to start R&D and we have to produce it for our own sake. So that's what we should not get it. It is to be imported and it is to be exported, and encouraged to invest research and development in India. To make our country is rich and prosper, we have to do R&D in engineering field and as well as medicine, medical healthcare, and encourage quality education. All engineering colleges, many engineering colleges are there, IIT, IISc, good engineering colleges are there, and quality education, particularly biomedical engineering and medical electronics, to be encouraged in the field, because that is the healthcare sector. Yeah, I am telling the sixth one is there. There I am telling why it is important. And IQ and critical thinking of the people of our nation has to be changed, or any nation. It is not related to the. This slide is taken from the WHO. So courtesy to the WHO. So and one more important, our country is even since the population is a high population, every country they are telling it is a curse. But in India, the people are young and healthy, not a old age people. Japan, they have suffering from very less population is there, but the people with aged and sick will be there. So but India is that time now we are fortunate enough, we are having a young generation and healthy people are there, and we have to keep our health is good. So that's what corona is also the mortality when compared to the other country, it is less. So we have to secure our children, because they are the pillars of modern India. We have to secure their health, and aged people, and for the sick people, we have to provide them proper health care. Okay, so that is India administrative territory politically. And this is the South India. You can see Vellore, Chennai, Bangalore, Pondicherry. It is very well established the health hubs. So these markings are there. I am showing the health hub. So in India, particularly South India zones, Bangalore and Chennai, Vellore, this and all the health hubs are there. So no matter, that is very good. And we studied one model is studied Gram Panchayat and e-connected e-governance. The one model is studied. So this is to be available for each of the villages of our country. So that is the very important thing, means connectivity. Now you know about Arogya Setu app, and some app will be there to monitor the people. Similar kind, we can monitor from the each small primary health center to the a top level Indian medical council. The hospitals are there, Indian medical hospitals are there, central government run hospital. For that doctors, the approachability to be we can make by medical informatics and other things. For taking ECG, no need to go to the metro cities or any of the cities. From the village itself, we can do that. So that is the important. This is the National Informatic Report. So right now, no, there is 1:4,000. One doctor to 4,000 patients are there. So that is why now ASHA workers, nurses, there is a very shortfall is there, and every hospital require one biomedical engineering, one biomedical engineering for each hospital. In Bangalore, 12,000 hospitals are there. There is a demand of 12,000 biomedical engineers. And central government MHRD, they mandate each hospital should have one biomedical engineering. So even if we do the campus interview and all placement related to the medical electronics, biomedical engineering, so only 60 or 70 candidates are available, but the demand is 300. There is a big boon and a demand for biomedical engineering and medical electronics in the field. So each hospital should next onwards, each hospital should have one biomedical engineer. So in that way, in total India, 5 lakh biomedical engineers are required. This is the statistics says, National Informatic Report. Okay, they say, and APZ, some organizations there in Vizag, Visakhapatnam, they are having biomedical engineering group also. So there also you can link there and you can know the demand. So now I am coming to the my topic of interest. So this is the first introduction. Is it inspiring, and what is the field from biomedical engineering and medical electronics is, why we have to learn, and how we can contribute to the society, how we can make our country to be stronger, wealthier, and the prosperous. So that is the intention of about the field of our area, my area, medical electronics, biomedical engineering. Biomedical engineering encompasses with all fields, computers, mechanical, electrical, all the engineers are required. It is basically around biology, man instrumentation system with fundamental basic principles of math, physics, and chemistry. But medical electronics is technology, software, devices, all we talk about transistors, ICs, these things. So that is some sort of technical differences are there, but most of the subjects are common in par. Engineering concept is it encompasses all engineering technology, mechanical engineering, civil engineer, electrical engineering. All the engineers are required for biomedical engineering. Medical electronics is purely, it is a design and development of a product using the electronics. Okay. And now it is I came to know that Arasu College of Arasu Engineering College, Kumbakonam, it is in Tanjavur. You started biomedical engineering. Now third semester students are there. Am I right? Third sem or final year are there, ma'am? Elil? Hello, am I audible?
Third semester.
Yeah. Third semester,
Yes,
yeah. So for them, this is, any students are there for them. So these are the core subject of biomedical engineering. So it is started with the medical science, cellular engineering, anatomy, physiology, biomedical instrumentation are there. Then biomaterials, biomechanics, rehabilitation engineering, clinical engineering, physiology system, medical imaging. These are the subjects for biomedical engineering. And I am coming to for electronics also. I am telling what is the electrophysiology and making measurement of bioinstrumentation. it is designed and developed using the electronics, ICs and electronic amplifiers. They're the part of electronics. Yeah, bioinstrumentation is application of electronics for measurement and develop the devices using for diagnosis, treatment of the disease. The main objective of biomedical instrumentation is, it is diagnosis of disease, then we have to monitor it, then we have to control it, we have to give therapy, then we have to find alleviation of diseases for the treatment responding or not. That is, few biomedical instrumentation are there, they are using for diagnostic purpose. So diagnostic purpose means disease detection, so that is the diagnostic. Few of the instruments are there, it is used for correcting the diseases or for abnormality treatment to be given, so that is called therapeutic instrument. Example for diagnostic instrument is ECG machine, then MRI machines, X-ray, these are all the diagnostic tools. For treatment therapy, pacemakers, defibrillators, so during the surgery they use electrosurgical units, so these are all the therapeutic instrument. Okay, so that is the important, and computers are essential part of the instrumentation system, microprocessor and all the things. Medical information programming is required, Java programming, Python programming and MATLAB programming. We do lot of things. So with the essence of computer knowledge and computer programming is essential for that. Yeah. Now in biomedical instrumentation, important part is electrophysiology. Electro means it is related to the electron or electrical properties. Physiology is a normal functioning of our organ, our body tissue. It is man instrumentation. So in the man, we have several types of cells, tissues and organs are there. It is functioning of this and relating to the tissue is relating to the electrical activity. So the nature, physics is the origin. It is called as a nature of our cell, our body, and electron is a ion or potential. This potential or electrical activity of human, it is called electrophysiology. The association of electrical activity of humans, so that is termed as a electrophysiology. Okay. Here this dates back to the 17th and 18th century. So Luigi Galvani, his some experimentation he was doing on electromagnetic waves and antenna propagation. So few of the discoveries are there in ancient in Europe. It is accidental discovery, means he is not supposed to have idea about the biology and human physiology and electrical property of this one. He was sometimes studying about the antennas. He erected the antenna, and that antenna wire he connected to the a window frame, which is a metal wire. Okay, metal wire. So it is come in contact with accidentally come in contact with a frog leg, and frog leg is for the lightning, electrical current is passed onto the frog leg, and frog leg is detached from the body. So then he it is accidental discovery. Accidental discovery is it is termed as serendipity. Okay, most of the inventions are there. So it is intentional discoveries. Madame Curie, it is intentional discovery, and few of the discoveries are there, it is accidental discovery. This is accidental discovery. Then he is published the paper and given the theory, and he came and told this thing to the Volta. Volta is another his contemporary inventor. He is working in electrical engineering or electrical, how electrical current is passing in the metals. So he brought to the laboratory a frog leg. You can see in the figure here the frog leg is there, and he connecting this copper and ferric wire with electrical current. He is touching to this one. Are you able to see the figure? No, this is a frog leg, is a muscle. So when it come into contact electricity, what happens? This is twitching. So this is changes its activity. So he termed, okay, that time a word is coined about the electrophysiology. Electrophysiology is association of electrical activity of a cell or tissues. So he turned, now our heart is beating and our eyeball is moving and our food is moving through the digestive tract, that is intestine. All the contraction and relaxation, our skeletal muscle, our arms, finger, eyeball, eye wink, our movement, all the body activities are there. All the our organ activities are there, heart, brain, retina, eyeball. So these movements of this thing is there, this generates the electrical voltage. So he found out the association of electrical activity, our body is full of electricity. Okay, so that is his term. So now same thing, many researchers they started to know about the more about the cell. So this is a cell. For example, here taken a neuron cell, a neuron, which is you know the neuron structure you studied in 10th level and 10 plus 2 in biology. So you can recall. So which is having nucleus, dendrites, and axon is there. So here one part is taken. So which is having intracellular and extracellular fluid. So inside to the cell, to the external ECF, we call extracellular fluid to the intracellular fluid. If we make measurement using the galvanometer, so cell is at rest, is resting potential is, it shows minus 60 millivolt to minus 90 millivolt. It is called cell is polarized cell. It is a negative potential. So if any stimulus are given, stimulus means what? Some disturbance to the cell is made by electrical current, or temperature is given, or a prick from the microneedle is given. So cell starts changing its state to the action potential and gives rise elevated the action potential. A stimulus is given here. The cell is changes from minus 60 millivolt to the plus 20 millivolt, and a characteristic nature of action potential that is elicited from the cell. So this is all called as a cell potential. So what I mean to make you to understand is, human body, all the functions of cells, tissue and organs are there. In our body 60% water is there, H2O, and we have K plus ions, potassium, and sodium, Na plus ion, Cl minus ions are there, which is act like a cell, and all the voltages are there. It is in the form of ionic potential. So the activities of these cells are combined together, forms electrical activity. That's what life sustainability is there in our body. All the functions are like, it act like a electric current. All the connections are there in our body. So that is the terms. So these are the sources of bioelectrical signals. In that, so many types of other signals are also there. In biomedical, signals means electromagnetic signals are there, radiational signals are there, electromagnetic signals are there, then vibration signals are there, pressure signals are there, various sound signals are there, various types of signals are there, biomedical signals, bioacoustic signal, biomechanical signals. But here I am concentrating only on biomedical instrumentation, electrophysiology, bioelectric potential. It is one part in the biomedical signals. This is under the classification of biomedical signal. Bioelectrical signal is purely electrophysiological signal, origin from the cell potentials. So for heart is, we know heart is very important organ for life sustainability. Is function is very simple. It acts like a pump. It carries oxygen to each every cell. It has to nourish with oxygen, and carries essential vitamins, nutrition to each part of the cell compartment, and waste materials are there. So it is carried out and excreted out effectively. So that is the function of cardiovascular. The heart function, we are making measurement. It's electrical activity of the heart related thing we term as a electrocardiography. Okay. So then electromyography, that is skeletal muscle. A muscle, many muscle fibers are there, muscle tissues together forms a muscle, skeletal muscle. So our wrist, hand, the movement is there. So those electrical activities termed as a electromyography. Then in our body we have in the brain several hundred millions of neurons are there. Somewhere 300 to 900 million neurons are there. So, and some 10% to 20% neurons, all the parts of the body in the vertebra spine is there, and each muscle, skeletal muscle, it is connected with the neuron for proper functioning and control and integral actions. So, neurons is a part and parcel of our life, which is very important function is there. It is integrating and controlling all the actions are there. So that is neurological signal. It is appear from mainly from the brain. It is called electroencephalography, and EOG is electrooculogram. It is the eyeball, and evoked potential for some cognition, some level of understanding of neurons for the light. We are vision, our vision perceptions are there. It is a cognition, and we touch hot object, cold object, and any prick or any pain is there we are feeling. So that is somatosensory potentials. So in evoked potential, all these things comes: auditory, visual, somatosensory, for auditory and visual somatosensory. These are called as evoked potentials are there, and neuron signals. Okay, so ENG, it is called as a ENG. These are the sources of bioelectric potential. Apart from this, other biopotentials are there. That is, we have the patella knee joint. From there also signal is available, and from the gastrointestinal tract, a smoothed muscle is there, intestine. So movement of food, it is by peristaltic movement. You heard about peristaltic movement in biology in 10+2. So the movement of food in the intestine by contraction and relaxation of a smoothed muscle of intestine. So that is called electrogastrogram. Okay, electrogastrography, EGG. Then retina opening and closing is there for the various dim light vision and a light vision. So that is called as a electroretinogram. Here that is not mentioning I am. So I am covering only electrocardiography and electromyography and electroencephalography. So this is for purely for medical, this for electronics students. So we see the any instrument or medical electronics instrument. So this is the block diagram is there. So very simple. It is very simple as electronic instrumentation. There we are using physical quantity. Physical quantity means heat, light, sound. But in our body we are having physiological system. Pressure, temperature is there in the form of respiration. Hot air we exhale, so temperature is there, and pressure of blood pressure is there. That is the pressure signal. It is a physical quantity, but available as a physiological quantity. So in the human as bio, it is only the block diagram is there. Apart from this, instrumentation is common for the electronics. Okay, but only we are all the making measurements are on the man, and we require a primary sensing element. A transducer is required sometimes, or sometimes it is active devices. We use the phototransistors, photodiodes, and active device, thermistor, thermocouple, photomultiplier tubes. These things we use. From a basic a thermometer, digital thermometer, electronic thermometer to MRI machine, this block diagram is conveys depicting all the information, which from scratch one smallest device to the topmost medical device. So this figure is relevant. So each of the content are there. Anyhow, so you know about the block diagram of generalized medical instrumentation system, generalized instrumentation system. But only thing is, we are making measurement instead of the physical quantity. We are making measurement of physiological quantity. What is the physiological quantity? That's what electrical activity from the man, or temperature measurement from the man, respiration from the man. So these things we make all on human activity. It is termed as a medical instrumentation system. Yeah, now I am coming to the topic bifurcation, in depth into the topic. This is first bioelectric potential is electrocardiography. So here ECG we term, it is a acronym. We use a dictionary. If you search for ECG, so we can find three different abbreviations. One is we term as a electrocardiography, Other is we call as electrocardiogram, and we say that electrocardiograph. What is to say about ECG abbreviation? No problem. We can call anything interchangeably. The meaning doesn't change, but it is referring, electrocardiography is referring to the principle of how we are obtaining, the technique of obtaining the heart activity. So that is electrocardiography. Gram means refers to the machine. Graph means that is available as a chart. This is ECG. This is ECG. This is ECG is machine device. Okay, it's a gram, electrocardiogram. This is we call as a electrocardiograph. All these things, the philosophy of obtaining the technique, it is called electrocardiography. So what is electrocardiography? It is the association of electrical activity of functioning of the heart. It is quasi-periodic rhythmical repetitive type of synchronous activity. It is a synchronous repetitive rhythmical activity. We can see here a characteristic nature of sinusoidal, and this is a like a isosceles triangle, a very sharp wave, and once again another characteristics wave is there, and it is repeating next. So it is repetitive rhythmical, is a periodic but quasi-periodic, off periodic. It is a one time it is periodic here, it look like a off sinusoidal wave, and once again it is a very sharp spike is there. So it is called quasi-periodic. It is the activity of the electrical activity of the muscle of the heart. It is termed as ECG. ECG is invented by Ethavan during 1904, and we can see his picture on the right top of the slide. We can see him, and his contributions are there. We have to remember him. So some of the facts are there. How you all we know about our heart, how it is function. In 1 minute it is beating a 72 times, means for each heartbeat it is 0.8 second. In a whole day heart is beating 1 lakh. Okay, if it is so, throughout our life expectancy, means in a 1 hour it is how much? It is 72 beat into 60 times into 24, that is a 1 day, it is 1 lakh. So if we live, it is for, if we live for 80 years, it will beat somewhere around 3 billion times. Okay, 3 billion times. Every 34 seconds in US, one person dies because of heart attack. So we can know the intensity of what is the heart disease when compared to the corona. So people die because of cardiovascular diseases is more, and each day 2,500 people die in America because of cardiovascular disease. So this is the fact. So that's what ECG is very important, and it's monitoring, and after diagnosis treatment to be given, and they can be save somebody's life. So in available market, okay, so all this is all the concept of electronics people and biomedical marvel. So ECG is professionally available for diagnostic purpose. It is available as defibrillator, automatic electrical defibrillators. We know that heart is anything stop or heart attack sudden arrest will be there. So it is tested using the ECG. Then, so where to give the electrical shock, for that ECG to be recorded, it comes along with defibrillator. Then in diagnostic, so many physiological parameters there: respiration, heart rate, respiration, pulse rate, along with the ECG. It is one of the monitoring, in one of the monitoring signal in the biomedical monitors. These are biomedical physiological monitor. Many various things are we can. Another is Holter monitor, which is like a mobile we can carry with us, and it will continuously monitor. It is called ambulatory device. A person goes to the doctor with a heart problem. So the person goes to the hospital, that time his heart may be working fine. The person get heart diseases or other things during his work stress and when he is doing work. So the heart will be tested on a treadmill. So that is right, yes. So commercial fitness and which is using on a treadmill, the ECG is monitor. So ECG is attached on that. In the home products, so on our palm we can have like a tab or else like a mobile, and ECG will be monitored and our signal can be check. This is present scenario, how it is drastically changes from early 19th century when it was invented with vacuum tubes and drain. Nowadays, modern ICs and integrated circuit, VLSI design and other things with the software and internet of things. So it is changes into the present market. This one. So we can see on a CRO is a characteristics wave. This is a characteristics purely the parameters I am going to say. It is the heart failure or there is a no signal at all, person death. So it is a full of DC. So nearer to DC it has to measure. Even small changes are there. So that's the its waveform range is 1 Hz or 0.5 Hz. Here it is mentioned as instrument is 0.05. Even smallest variations of AC is there, it is to make, means person is live or death to be make measurement. And if it is heart rate is high, 120 beats per minute is beating, so if the measurement capacity to be there, it is include abnormality also from life to death. So the ECG waveform is from 0.05 Hz to 150 Hz, and the R wave amplitude. So this is a frequency, and I am talking now about the amplitude. This amplitude is 1.8 millivolt. So this is very smallest signal. Energy is very less, and we require amplifier to amplify it. I hope many of electronics are there. Anyone acknowledge? Do you know about the ICs op amp? You know about the op amp instrumentation amplifier? You know. So we require a high CMR or high gain amplifier with high input impedance, and low output impedance with all characteristics of instrumentation amplifier to be there, impedance to be matching, and electrodes are required. These things I am not telling much about that, but we require integrated circuits and op amp or instrumentation amplifier we are using, and this 1 millivolt voltage is there. We are amplifying up to 1000 times or 5000 times. Yeah, I'm audible. I am going in the same pace. Is okay?
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yeah. I am fast or shall I have to go slow? Shall I have time?
No, sir, no problem. You can.
Yeah. So this is the configuration. Blood is a very conducting tissue in the humans. So and we have the water also, 60% water. So ECG, if we connect onto the head to the toy means that is here. In the leg, any fingers if we connect, ECG is available. But internationally they made as an international standard. It is called as a lead configuration. There are 12 lead configurations are there. Here one of the modalities for the to inspire electronic students to do the project, or else you to have your own in the laboratory to have this these things. You can design and develop a ECG. So this is easily available in the market also. You can order in the Amazon also. Instrumentation amplifier is available. You connect the electrodes and you get ECG. That's not a great thing now. And we can see the three signals. I am showing a three signals on right side, and left is one more signal are there. First one we can see onto the graph. This is electrocardiograph. The output obtained from the machine, of a chart, it is the output of ECG. It is electrical activity recorded onto the graph sheet. It is electrocardiograph. We can see this is a normal rhythm. Atrium contraction is there, ventricle contraction is there, rhythmical and repetitive, and it is takes 0.8 seconds for each beat. This is a normal rhythm. This is the normal ECG. We can see here, actually, in a 2-second window only, one ECG is present. So it is called as a slow heart rate. So normally, in a 1 second, one heart at least to be beat, or with 3 seconds, at least two to be beat to be there. It is 0.8 second, but it is very beating very late. So what happens? The brain and other parts is there, which requires blood and oxygen, which is not getting much. So very fatigue will be there. There is a pain in the heart, and it is get stressed and fatigue. So this type of slow heart rate is termed as a abnormal called as a bradycardia or slow heart rate. And we can see here, it is beating more very fast. Okay, in 1 second yeah, in a one, right? Okay. So this is to be detected, and for that correction has to be done. Correction means how the correction to be made, using some medicine, treatment, therapy. Okay, some therapy, angiogram is taken, then angiography, angioplasty is there, then so with the surgical treatment are there, without surgery also they give the treatment, and hope the person is and giving pacemaker also as a therapeutic instrument, and we can hope the person is live longer than another 10-20 years, he will live longer. So we can see here the characteristics. Instead of this synchronous repetitive wave, simply it is fluttering, simply shivering. Heart is shivering. Okay, so it is not pumping the blood, and at a one time, what happens? Heart is completely stopped. So this is called cardiac arrest, or we call as a cardiac death condition. We termed as a cardiac arrest, myocardial infarction. We call as a heart attack in medical terminology, myocardial infarction or cardiac death condition or heart attack. So during this time, so this is to be detected, we call as a golden hour, golden moment. That time a resuscitation, first aid, and if we use defibrillate it, okay, a jolt of electrical current is passed into the chest. What happens? All of a sudden heart is contract, then the blood is flows through the aorta to all the parts of the body, and once again heart is starts pumping. That is a ray of hope, and we can use by that time. So this is the normal, this is the abnormal slow heart rate, high heart rate, this is the heart attack condition. These are the applications of heart detection things, and we can use the goes, it goes to the nearest nursing station in the online. So it is all the data are now presently there in the cloud, and alert to be given to the family members, nearer to the family members and to the person also, so he get rest and he can be safe during the time. So we can see this figure. Why the heart is a problem is because of our food style and the nature and other things. What happens, there is a accumulation of fat in the coronary artery. So as you know, heart is also, so what is the in analogy is, I am serving food for 100 people. So if I am hungry, if I am working, my more fatigue will be there. I am not taking food, what I will fall down, right? Similarly, heart is supplying food to each of the organ, and if heart itself not get nourished, okay, so heart is beating when it is started from mother's abdomen as a peanut size, of the gestation period of 6 weeks till is 80 years if we live. By that time heart is beating, even in sleep also, even if the person is unconscious also heart is beating. So heart is never stops. If heart is stop means death occurs. So how, if it is so, when is heart is getting rest and when heart is get food or nourished? So each beat there is a 0.2 second time duration is there. We can see in the waveform. So this is a ST segment we call. So each 0.2 second heart is taking rest. Every beat heart is taking rest. By the time the blood is flowing to this heart muscle, and it get nourished and it is healthy. If heart is healthy, all the parts are okay. Now if it is here, the block is there in the coronary artery, this part. Okay, so the corona means outer surface of the heart. If it is block is there, that time what happens? This tissue is dying and heart is not pumping effectively. So this can be done in analogy with the traffic signal. If it is the block is there, what uh, the traffic police will do? He will divert to the some another way, bypass way. He is allowed to the traffic conjunction will be there. So that is make evacuated. Similarly, from the thigh or somewhere around or biocompatible material, a tube it is bypassed. Okay, so then supplemented through this to the some other part, that is possible. Or else, what is the plaque is there? This is triglycerides. Fatty content accumulations are this make narrow. So it is corrected by the insertion of a stent. This will after some year it will dissolve, and this will also goes. So that is using the balloon, or else using the stent, this is to be corrected. So ECG is a diagnostic tool After that, objective is what? Objective of biomedical instrumentation or electrophysiology is understanding the function of the organ, and if it is any abnormalities are there, and it is to be corrected using. After correction, whether it is functioning or not, once again ECG to be taken. It is called monitoring and control. So that is the concept of biomedical instrumentation. Now, this is in our lab. We conducted the ECG. So as of interest, I am showing here is a possible for biomedical engineering and medical electronic students. You can acquire in a lab. So this is basically amplifier, and ECG we can see PQRST is there. It is a noisy environment. We can use some DSP algorithms or some other linear integrated circuit to filter out. Okay. So this is experiment is done in our laboratory along with my colleague, and our student is working on his project. Yeah, this is the student. He is picking up from the limb lead configurations AECG. So this is on the monitoring, and you can see here this is a P wave and this is a QRS complex. This is the T wave. This is after potential. So it is heart is taking rest, and once again this is rhythmical repetitive. Each second beats are there. You can see here 3 beats using National Instrument DAC, analog to digital board. Okay, digital acquisition board, DAC or ADC, analog to digital converter ADC. We can acquire, and we can calculate the pulse rate and other means. We can get into the MATLAB and do the software programming also. We can calculate the cardiac vector, electrical activity, electrical axis of the heart, and as well as we can find out the R to R interval or beat or heart rate can be calculated using the laboratory. Okay. So now second part, second important bioelectrical potential is electromyogram. It is association of electrical activity of functioning of skeletal muscle. Its amplitude is more, somewhere around 1 to 10 millivolt, and the frequency is up to 2 kilohertz. Yeah, I'm having another 10-15 minutes time. Coordinators and conveners.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 10 minutes.
No problem. No problem. 10 minutes.
Yeah, I can proceed for 10 minutes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. The application I'm a little bit, I'm go a little bit faster to cover all the topic. So EMG application is if any person is amputated his limb, okay, hand, so we can have the signal of EMG from the brain to the muzzle end, and there it is we can get the EMG signal and convert it to the prosthetic hand or artificial limb or robotic arm, and that is the application of EMG. So EMG measurement. So one of the project, so prosthetic arm, you can see the prosthetic arm is there. So we can simulate so from the brain activity, so somatosensory signals we obtain, and that is simulated in the lab, and same thing is there. Persons right now they are using prosthetic arm. It is a programmed with VLSI embedded system, and here we can see the EMG signal is generated, and that is given to the arm, and it is making contract so that the person can do his daily routine work. So taking a cup of coffee or opening and is a dryer and key and all, so you can do as some of the functions are there. Some freedom of work to be have in robots and as well as for human machines. It is called as a symbiosis of robot and the machine. That is the application. So now I am coming to the brain action potential. So brain is somewhere around 1.3 kilograms are there, and which is a huge mass, and which is full of neurons, and each neuron unit, this is the function of neuron, and the ions are there. This electrical activity, our entire body, the functions are there. So it is depends upon the brain, because it is body is integral and controlling. All the actions are there. It is controlled by the brain. Our talk, our speech, listening, auditory, and somatosensory, all the cognition, understanding, everything is related to the and processed in the brain. So brain electrical activity is very important. So brain electrical activity, so that is international standard are there. It is called as a 2020 electrode system. 3 way we can acquire the electrical activity of the brain. One is directly brain is available for the surgery or during accident, the brain is available. They place the electrode directly onto the brain and they take up. It is a very rare cases. Normally, the person goes to the hospital. So onto the brain is covered by the skull, and upon that a fatty tissue is there. It is skin and called as a scalp, and skin coverage and hair will be there. Earlier time they were making it a ball to acquire the ECG. Nowadays, no. So without that, a electrode can be placed onto the directly onto the scalp, and it's called as a scalp EEG. It is surface electrodes they connect. This is the brain structure. We can see cerebrospinal fluid is there, brain white matter, gray matter is there, skull and scalp. So connecting onto the head. So this international procedure are there. Many electrodes they connect and they take the ECG. ECG is very important because functioning of mental state of a person, whether normal or abnormal. That is one application, and abnormality is normally related to the epileptic seizure. That is my area of interest, and I worked on my thesis work, doctoral work on the epilepsy detection and prediction and prevention. So this is the area. Anyhow, I will skip. I will tell what is the normal EEG only. So this is the brain area where the electrodes are connected, and it is electrophysiology of neurons or brain. Okay, electrical activity of the brain. Several bands will be there. We can see alpha, delta, beta, theta bands are there. I am not going into much detail. So alpha activity is all your activity is there now. You are relaxed. Nobody are not tension. You are awake. Nobody are not drowsy. So you are not doing not writing any examination. Your brain state is not a intense mental activity. So now all of them are positive attitude, and you have the alpha. Alpha is elicited. So that is the band of frequency. It is 7 Hz to 12 Hz. Similarly, when we sleep, there it is a slow activity. Brain is taking rest and does it activity. So that is the delta activity. And other activity is meant for depression and intense mental activity is beta. Anyhow, the terminologies you are coming in subsequent studies. For electronics, you can study in the elective biomedical instrumentation. If it is you are opting, you can study there. And BME students, you are studying somewhere for 5th semester. So you are studying in biomedical instrumentation, this electrophysiology of origin. So this is the normal EEG, and we can see the abnormal electrical activity. It is called as a seizure signal. Multi channels are there. So what are the applications of brain electrical activity is finding normal state of the brain, abnormal state of the brain. Several diseases are there. That is dyslexia, attention deficit syndrome, schizophrenia. That detection will be there. Another major area presently is brain-computer interface and visual stimulus identifying. This is the photograph I have taken from Meenakshi Medical College and Research Institute in Neurology Department, working on some of the cognition activity. So this photograph, the picture you can see me here working on a present modern digital computer with EEG. So this is having the head box. So many electrodes are there. So this is the one, and this is the alpha feedback. So one person should have alpha signal, no? So this is a project, R&D project, EEG machine that is designed and developed in the laboratory of Sri Ramchandra Medical College and Research Institute in Chennai. So we are now eliciting alpha and observing our alpha. So if we get any stress or this thing, we can have elicit our own alpha. These are two electrodes in the occipital zone in the head, two electrode things, and connecting to the alpha and calculation the alpha feedback. So this is another activity we are doing here exercise. So that is right hand and left hand. So from the brain, I am not doing the actually left hand and right hand. I am not lifting, but in the brain, I am the thought process. I am thinking of right hand. So that signal to be taken. Then we try to have a prosthetic arm has to make the changes. So this is the video is captured and acquisition of experimentation is done in Center for Medical Electronics, College of Engineering, Gindi in Anna University. Okay. And this is, you can see the alpha signal is how it looks. So this is connected on my own EEG, and we can see the alpha frequency. So this is 1 second. So it is 7 to 12 hertz will be there, 12 peaks will be there. So 1 second. So what is the timing is there? We can calculate the 12 signals. So I am getting the more here. So if I am a little bit now concentrate on work and how to get a alpha feedback, that is required for the pilot. So they get frustrated or they have the depression, so they can have their own feedback, they can make elicit of alpha and to become a positive attitude. So that is very important. We say as a meditation and all, no, you people get depressed, what you have to do? So think positively and think your brain activity you check. So if it is giving more means you are come to from the trance of depression and alpha will be there. So our own signal, it is a feedback to us and we can correct ourselves. These are all the applications of EEG. Okay. Similarly, my student is working on gaming application. So this he is my student. He is working on one of my project. So a gaming. So a ping ball will be there. So he is playing their ping ball and the football also. So when to hit the ball or not. So that is the using the lab, virtual lab, and he's on his EEG. He is working on that. This work is carried out in Ambedkar Institute of Technology. So I am referred so many journals on my area of research, and these are the references are there. So anyone to start with biomedical instrumentation by Kanpur. They are very nice book. Webster is there, biomedical instrumentation. Cromwell is there. So it's a handy and available books in your library. It seems you can refer, and so many web journals, and you can register for this YM NPTEL course. All the faculty members, my insistent suggestion, you might are doing and really good. So this is for the student also, you can study. Now in IAC department, they are conducting the course neuroinstrumentation and neurophysiology. You can so few of the things are there about the EEG. I have taken the resource from there. Yeah, any queries are there so that I can answer, and then I acknowledge all of them. So I am fast, it seems, in the last ending of the session because the time constraint given to me is 1 hour. I taken more, and my internet connectivity also. In the early morning, I little bit late for 5 minutes. Kindly apologize me. Few questions are there. I will take up few questions within my limitations. I will try to answer the queries, and this is my address and email, and get from the coordinator and convener my mail ID. If any sort of technical issues and technical information, I ready to share.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable presentation.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Any queries are there? Any question and answer, or you can ask the chat box. And I don't know how many are there. I shared the entire screen. I am not aware of 97 were there. Any questions?
Students, if you have any doubts, you can ask.
Faculty, researchers. Yeah, topic is first I covered inspirational, what is about the branch and about the courses I said. So why it is important in India to study and give importance for R&D and to study of medical electronics and biomedical engineering. Secondly, I focused on my topic electrophysiology and bioinstrumentation, and I shown only the project result and research development results as the application. So that you might not knowing right now while you are doing project, you are certainly appreciate the work of this one. So all the working model of real module only I have shown. I am not gone into the depth of technical terms of teaching in the classroom. If no questions are there, I acknowledge. I am very grateful to the management, Arasu College of Engineering, Kumbakonam, and Principal Dr. T. Balamurugan, Dr. Kalaimani Shanmugan, Vice Principal, Dr. M. Rukmangadan, Dean Academic, Convener Kavita, HOD EC Department, and Biomedical Engineering Department HOD, and course coordinators Mr. N. Elilan, then another co-coordinator Ms. R. Anusha, Assistant Professor, Biomedical Engineering Department. I thank you, and I thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share my expertise in the field of my area and my area of research.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Ms. R. Anusha, Assistant Professor, Department of Biomedical, to deliver a vote of thanks. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good morning to all. Now it's my pleasant duty to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of our institution and Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering and Biomedical Engineering. I express my sincere gratitude to our resource person, to Dr. D.K. Ravish, for his valuable presentation. Next, I would like to thank our management, principal, vice principal, dean of academics, and head of various departments and all teaching and non-teaching staffs for giving their support in conducting this webinar on the topic of Introduction to Electrophysiology and Bio-Instrumentation successful. Finally, I would like to thank all the participants. Without participants, this program would not have been possible. Once again, I would like to thank all for making this webinar successful. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ravish, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. Thank you, Elil.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Dear students, you can join your online classes by 11:30. Connect with the consent link of your classes. Thank you. You can leave the meeting now.
Hello, madam. Hello.